Well, thank you for joining me on this Monday. This is a joy and a privilege for me to be with you and share with you the thoughts from the throne that God has given me, that you might receive those thoughts and use them in your everyday life. You know, it's one thing for me to have a thought, but it's another thing for me to share it with you and you be able to use that thought. And that's what it's all about. That's what Thoughts from the Throne is all about, that I might give you a thought and you can use that thought to make your life a better life. Now this week we have a very important subject that we want to talk about, and that is a new life, a new beginning, a new life for you and a new life for me. And that's what God has sent Jesus to do for us, to give us a new life. Whether we're just being born into this world or whether we have just lived a life that has not been the very best, but we would like to start over, that's what Jesus has come to do. Give us a new life. Now, I want to give you a scripture for all week long that we'll be referring to. It's found in Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28. Jesus is speaking. He said, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light." Jesus is saying to us, hey, no matter where you are in life, just starting out, or maybe you want to start over, Jesus said, I am there to give you a new life. Now, with that in mind, I wonder sometimes, why is it that people will not come to Jesus? Why they will not let Jesus let them start over? Why they will not give Jesus the opportunity to give them a new life, and they can start and live that new life and be successful in everything that they do. Now, to do that, I want to look at some more scripture, and this is one that I've been studying here for the last couple of weeks. But I want to share some thoughts from that. In Matthew chapter 2, this is the story of when Jesus Christ was born into the world. And when he came, there were certain people that were present. We know that his mother was there. We know that Joseph was there. We know the shepherds showed up. We know that angels were there. But we find here, after a period of time, and Jesus being a young child, there were some more people that showed up. But there's one individual who never shows up. And I've often thought about that individual, why he never showed up, why he never came to Jesus. Because Jesus was there to give him a new life as well. This individual's name is Herod. He was king. And I want us to look at some things about Herod that kept him from coming to Jesus and starting a new life. And I hope that these things will not stop you and those around about you. In Matthew chapter 2, we find here in verse 3, it said, "When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him." Why did Herod not come to Jesus? Why is it today that no matter how we try, or how hard we try, and how intensely we are to introduce Jesus to others, they just won't come to him? Well, perhaps it's because of the same thing Herod stayed away for, because he was troubled. He was troubled. He was, to be troubled means that you're upset. You're upset over things. And sometimes people are so troubled, so upset over life or what's happening around about them, that when you try to get them to come to Jesus, they say, "No, not now. I'm just too troubled to come to Jesus. I don't have time to think about Jesus. I'm just troubled. I'm torn up about things, and I can't come to Jesus now." But Jesus says this, "Let not your heart be troubled." Oh, friend, you might be facing trouble today. This week might have been a week of trouble for you, but whatever it is, don't let the trouble keep you from coming to Jesus. But when you come to Jesus, he said that I'll give you a new life. God bless you. I will see you again tomorrow.